Hey, we're in a 2004 Audi S4. A4 is identical as far as the radio and how everything comes out is concerned. I'm going to show you guys how to take out the radio as well as install an iPod or auxiliary kit. In this case, it's going to be a Dice Audi R. What we'll start out with is how to remove the radio. First of all, we're going to start out with using the Metra 86-9001 radio removal tool. It has three sides for different vehicles, but we're going to be using the longest side with the notch facing towards the center to remove this radio. You're going to slide them in, all four of them in each corner. Again, remembering to keep the notch in. You're going to push them until you hear them click. Don't push any farther in or the latch won't release properly. You're going to push that in there. Click that in. You're going to lightly tug on it. You don't want to have the key rip out. Just tug in both corners. You can just cross corner it and this should come right out pretty easily. How to remove the keys is you would properly removing it by pushing the lever in on each corner. Push that in, and then you'll be able to easily release the key. I don't recommend trying to rip them out, as you might break the latch. That would cause some problems later on. So what we're going to do is pull that out. I lay down a sweater just in case of anything. I don't want to scratch the center console or anything, but now what we're going to do is we're going to slide the radio fully out. Making sure to just tuck this underneath there. You're going to have one antenna to disconnect here. Just that pulls out. This Fakra connector has a tab on the top. You just squeeze and that should just release out there. The main plug, you don't have to worry about these two plugs on the bottom. But the top one is the one we're going to be working with. Just pull the two tabs on the sides and it should just come right out. What we're going to do now is we'll grab the Dice cable. This, most of the cables for any iPod kits for this car are going to be essentially the same. You're going to have a male and a female end, as well as a loose ground wire. The ground wires are usually always naked as far as they don't have any connectors or anything. What we did was we stripped the wire and crimped a ring terminal on the end. We do sell these ring terminals in packs of 5. Just let us know if you want one. What we're going to do is a sufficient ground is going to be, one of these screws on the back, as the radio chassis itself is ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to loosen up one of the Phillips screws here. Just making sure.
It's a hard angle, guys. It's a hard angle.
Making sure not to.
Yeah, it'd be nice to use a magnetic screwdriver too. That way you don't lose the screw, if anything.
Yes, sir. Just start this out.
Second set of hands helps too. Hold the radio.
There we go. Got this tightened down. Make sure it's nice and tight. Otherwise, it won't work. This ground, it needs to be good. So, have that nice and tight. You're gonna get the male end of the T-harness. You'll notice there's notches on the top and on the bottom. It only goes in one way. The top notch has always got to face upwards on the radio. I'm gonna plug that back in. All right, and the connector you just disconnected from the factory harness, you're gonna plug into the male end. Again, just keeping note of where the little tabs are on the sides. Just click those in, and that's it. Now you got your other end of the cable that goes to the unit. This is the Dice Molex connector. That's going to plug into this guy right here. Plug that in to hear it click. This is for auxiliary and a 3.5mm headphone jack. We're going to be using the iPod cable. Remember, on the Dice, these can actually are switchable, so you can use either one.
Now we're going to switch spots and come back to show you how to run the iPod cable.
Alright, now we're back on the other side. I'm going to show you guys how to run the iPod cable. You have a couple options. I mean, it's really up to you where you want to run the cable. A lot of people would run it to the glove box, but I have another video on how to take care of that. And what we're going to do here is we're going to just run it to the center console. I'm using a specialty tool. What this does is you'll just put the end, grips the end of the cable. What you can use, if anything, you can use like a coat hanger or something straightened out. It's really not too tight of a spot. What we're going to do is stick this underneath here. Just be mindful. Don't, try to be too aggressive with it. Just make sure you can see the cable coming out from the other end into the radio cavity. If you can feel around for it, you can see. Just come right out. We'll pull right through the cavity. What we're going to do is we're going to grab our dice wire. Just grab the end. Just obviously you need the iPod end on the other side.
That's a used cable, but when you do your cable, cover it with something nice so the head doesn't get scratched up.
Exactly. So we're going to pull that out. Just going to pull this through. You run that through to this, and now you can tuck it away, go to have it more go towards the center console, really where it's really up to you. It's personal preference. Now you'll have the other end of the cable. You're going to see there's an arrow on the top. Match that to the top of the dice unit. Really, I always like to have it just facing where the dice logo is on the top. Just plug that in, make sure that's nice and firm. What you can do with this unit is just tuck it underneath here. On these cars, there's a lot of room behind the HVAC controls. You can just to be 100% safe, to make sure as far as there's no rattles or anything, you could always wrap this up with bubble wrap or you know, zip tie it to one of the harnesses existing in the car, just so it doesn't jump around. What you can do is just for now, I'll show you guys just how to tuck it in back here. Your loose end of the wire, what you can do is just so that it doesn't pinch or anything when you're reinstalling it. So basically, you can just zip tie it or just tuck it away underneath so it's out of the way, and then make sure you have enough slack on the cable and everything that you can be able to push it back in. But other than that, the reinstall is the same as the uninstall. So thank you guys for watching. We sell this dice kit as well as many other kits for the any Audi, Volkswagen. And we can definitely help you out with any of the install problems you'll have. So you might have. So thank you for watching. Have a good one.